We are going to check in with track and field competitor Hannah Veldhuisen as the Dordt defender. Track and field season came to an end at the end of the NAIA National Indoor Championships. And Hannah, yeah, you were student teaching this first semester and our second semester, I should say, and probably didn't have the indoor season that you had hoped for. Where were you student teaching this second semester?
Well, for my first session of student teaching, I was at Central Lyon Middle School in Rock Rapids. And so I was in the 7th grade class, and I'm very grateful that I got to be there in person for the entire first session. And then my second session, I got about a week in at Rock Valley Elementary in Rock Valley. And that was a 5th grade class, but now we're online for that one.
Tell me about the experience of trying to balance that student teaching and being part of an athletic team. What does that look like for a college student?
It was very difficult. I'm very grateful for the early bird meet that we always have in December at SDSU because I felt very prepared for that one. I was still just taking classes at that point, and that was my best. I got my best times that I've ever had at that meet. So that was a lot of fun. And then going into this semester is very difficult because I usually ended getting back to campus after student teaching when practice was over. So I would have to practice by myself. And so I was very grateful for those days when I did make it on time to be with the team. I hadn't realized how important it was to be with my teammates and coaches in person until that point.
You got into, you've been student teaching in the middle school, and you said you're now at in Rock Valley teaching or doing that online. You're back home in Emo, Ontario now, is that correct?
That's true. Yep.
And you headed there right after spring break?
Yeah, we were there. Yeah, during spring break, I got my first weekend of student teaching. And then 2 days after that week, we were closed. So.
Tell me about what experience are you gaining by doing this online? I mean, this is having some children in my own household, and we keep saying the teachers are at a disadvantage here as well because this is something they didn't plan on. What kind of experience are you gaining by doing this?
It's definitely a challenge, but a good challenge for me because earlier on I was kind of against using too much technology in the classroom. I believed in using a lot of the traditional approaches so that it's like really in person and personal, but I've been learning to use a lot of interesting tech tools that I firmly believe I will be using in the future that make learning a lot of fun, actually. And I've been making videos for my students, which has been an interesting and fun experience as well, getting very comfortable with Zoom. So that's been an interesting experience for sure.
When this is all finished, what kind of job are you hoping to have?
I have actually already accepted a job. I will be, whenever I can fly out, I have accepted a job teaching 7th and 8th grade English in a Christian school outside of Tegucigalpa, Honduras. And what I'm really excited about for this job is that I will actually be able to coach track. So that'll be something that I will continue to have in my life to pass that passion down to my students. But this school also uses Google Classroom as their main platform of teaching as their technology, and that's actually something I've gotten used to in this online experience throughout the pandemic. So I'm grateful for the experience I've gained in that, and I can't wait to use it at this new job.
Coming to Dordt, it doesn't, in visiting with Coach Heinen, it didn't sound like track was probably a real high priority or on the radar at that point. What changed? What prompted you to go out for track and field when you came to Dordt?
Well, the only sport that was available to me in my very small school growing up was soccer. So I played soccer in high school, and my coach pointed out that I was very quick and got to the ball first. But once I got to the ball, I didn't really know what I was doing. And so I had always thought that maybe being a sprinter was something I was capable of, but never had the chance. And I just, on a whim, went to see Coach Heinen. And I think that was the best decision I ever made, just going for it. I'm so grateful for how willing he was to welcome me on the team. I think he likes having, a clean slate to work with. He taught me so much. And like everything I know about sprinting, I learned from him and my teammates. And I'm just so thankful it all worked out and that it was something worth going after, because it's been incredibly beneficial for me throughout my college years.
I'm imagining, and I'm reading some things into your answer, I think, but I'm going to go ahead and ask this. Beyond just the physical part of track and field, what was being part of a track and field team beyond the competitions? How has that helped you?
Yeah, it's been amazing to build relationships with people I would have never spoken to had I not joined the track team. And I looked forward to practices not entirely because of like I needed to get my energy out, I needed to stay in shape, but I looked forward to talking with my teammates and catching each other up on how our day went and high-fiving, encouraging one another, joking around. And we, Coach Heinen and Coach Wolf, all the other coaches did a great job of reminding us of why we're doing this, that God's glory is the number one priority here. We did a lot of cool Bible studies as a team where we just discussed why that is the main goal and what we can do to glorify God in this sport. And it's just been an incredible experience to have this family of people who they look up at the screen and see what time you got and know that that's your PR, and like just know you so well, know what your limits are, know how far to push each other. And it's just been such a blessing to meet and get to know everybody.
Hannah, I'm glad you went out for track and field, and I wish you the best as you prepare for your teaching position and as you wrap up this student teaching, and look forward to seeing what happens in your future.
Thank you very much.